Today is a good day to ask questions in chat because I don't have questions in email or in comments. I'll get an audio confirmation here. Let's see. Yes, got that. And then waiting. Here we go.
DougBot said, hey,
Yep.
is this thing on?
Got that. Okay. I do have a couple things in chat already to respond to. So we'll do that. Brian Lightfoot first. I almost beat Ugg. Marsman, good morning from Coleman, Wisconsin, 67 degrees. Canadian smoke in the air. Rick Lakes, LOL, did I see Ken's face show up in the video? Yes, he's referring to the trailer. You can always get to a trailer unless I make a mistake and fail to put the link in. But if you go into the description of the video, scroll down to today's trailer, there's the title of the trailer, and then here's a link. I'm going to right click and do that in a new tab. I'm not going to play it, but I'm going to show a couple of things because there's a couple Easter eggs in here. This is valid use of the word Easter egg. And there's a couple things that are probably lost on a lot of people. So I'm going to explain it. I'm going to Doug-splain it. Run this on. Okay, this part here. Why in the world did he put in this little scene of she's a good girl, loves her llama, loves Cheez-Its and asparagus too? Those are lyrics that are commonly mistaken for the actual lyrics. And you see I have down here the lyrics turned on so you can see what they actually are. And this trailer came up because somebody was pointing that out. And I think it was probably Ken Stout. I don't know. Somebody put that in chat, I think. Something, they said, loves Cheez-Its and asparagus too or something. I said, what? What's that? So then they pointed me to this. And then we got another piece up here that says she's a good girl, crazy about Elvis, loves horses and her boyfriend too. And here's her boyfriend too, and it pops up a little thumbnail of Ken Stout as a little joke or ping against Ken Stout. Those are Easter eggs, little random things that don't belong there, and you gotta maybe kind of scratch your head and figure out why that's there. But then there is another reference to that in here in chat. So yeah, that was Ken's face and an explanation, a Doug-splanation. Martin Hogg, hello everyone. Uig is a village and port on Isle of Skye in Scotland. Why in the world are you mentioning that? I think it's because, oops, I'm gonna try this scroll again. It won't scroll up with the, what? This is a gaming mouse. It's supposed to do these things really good. I think that's probably a reference to, it's got to get back to there. Giving me so much trouble. Ah, here, this reference to Ugg. I'm figuring that's how Martin came up with Uig. Completely different word. Completely different spelling. I don't know. Is that an Easter egg? Something that doesn't make sense? You gotta scratch your head and figure out why it's there. Now this one. Ken Stout. Wrong again. Wrong again. If somebody comes up with an actual tech question, then we can get off of this random stuff. Ken Stout to Rick Lakes. You did see a picture of Ken Stout. However, a professional editor, wrong. A professional editor would have used a corner pin method and made it look like it was the picture itself. I'm saying you're wrong, because professional editors get paid for what they do, and nobody would ever pay an editor to do that, to make Ken Stout's picture looks like it is fitting there in with the video. So no, a professional editor would never do that because nobody would ever pay them to do that. Brian Light, where's Jose? What? I don't know. That's a conversation between them. Oh, here we got something maybe. Greg M. Frustrating day yesterday between battling with USB standards and cables and ChatGPT. Oh my gosh, I know where this is going. Windows app not functioning, and lack of info from ChatGPT support channel. It was a 2-scream day.
Read chat, please.
All right. Ken Stout says C905. Bingo typically doesn't have 3 numbers. If it's going to be column C, then it should be 2 digits for a bingo call out. Oh, maybe he means 9:05 a.m. Let's see. Do I want to jump there now? Okay, I'm gonna defer that. I'll come to that. If nobody comes up with another tech question, I'll go chase the squirrel, Ken's squirrel. He says, I'm trying to understand this. Frustrating day yesterday between battling with USB standards and cables and ChatGPT, Windows app. What Windows app? A Windows app or the ChatGPT Windows app was not functioning, and lack of info from ChatGPT support. Okay, so lack of info from ChatGPT support regarding ChatGPT not working. So it sounds like 2 different issues. He had something going on with USB standards and cables. Maybe he's got a USB device that's not functioning, and he suspects maybe the cable's not a high enough grade cable or specification of cable for the device that you're using, because doesn't type A and type C connectors on the end isn't quite enough. There are other specifications of cables. The cable you have might not be good enough for what you're trying to accomplish. So that seems like one issue, and this appears to me a separate issue, that ChatGPT Windows app was not working. Do I actually have? I should ask for ChatGPT. I always do ChatGPT just in the browser. So I haven't even looked at it as a separate app. ChatGPT. Is it one of these? I'm thinking this is what he means. Probably this one. Official ChatGPT Windows app. Do they all claim to be official? These are others. So I think he means this. Free. So let's just go ahead and install that, because that's a tech. That's something. Just get. If it's not free, then it's going to say buy.
Read chat, please.
Right here. If it says get, then it's free. That last read chat is what? Greg M says ChatGPT has a Windows app on the ChatGPT website. Seems like it ought to be this one. Is it just 2 different ways to get to the same thing? And Wintermute gives a link for that. See, we're on a tech topic now. We might not get to Ken Stout's squirrel. This is the same. That's the same looking thing, isn't it? But that's for mobile. See, here's where I found it in the store. That looks like the same background, that they're similar background for mobile, for desktop. Those are, Oh, that's Safari browser. Is that Facebook? And that's something else. I don't know. So ChatGPT for mobile, for desktop, download for Windows. So does this actually go to the Microsoft Store? See, down in the bottom left corner, it says apps.microsoft.com. So it is downloading from yeah, isn't that the same thing? ChatGPT. If I go back here to the store, this is showing it in the store, and this is also the store, so it's the same thing.
That's a big 10-4.
Then I have open. Greg M says yes, same thing. And then log in. I'm going to take that off screen in case logging in pops up credentials. All right, here's what it came to. I haven't clicked anything else. It says welcome back, and I have a RoboForm icon. I'm going to take that off screen. And when I float over the RoboForm icon, it shows that I already have an account for that with my Live Windows Training.
Read chat, please.
Sign in. Greg M says, that's his read chat, says, yesterday you would use the app to ask a question. It would show thinking, but never provide a response. So that's the problem that he was having. Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in there, and then it takes me here to enter a password, and RoboForm automatically put in a password. Then open chat. Oh, it's going to open in a browser window. It's not opening as a separate app. Is that right? Once open this application, maybe I think it's still going to go to an app. Take that off screen. Yeah, okay, this is an app, but it has all of my previous chat sessions that I did through the web browser. So that's convenient that whether you're using the app or not, you get the same thing. Do you want to actually give me the question you were asking, Greg M? Quickly access ChatGPT. No, I don't like that. Alter space. Use a shortcut to ask questions, upload files, or take screenshots anywhere. I don't want the, alt space would bring it up. All right. Maybe. Greg M. App provides end user the ability to drag and drop. Oh, that's entirely believable that the app might have other features that were not available through the browser. Let's go try a version of your question that you were trying to do. I know it's not quite the wording that you would have used yesterday. USB standards and cables is what you were asking about. So I had a frustrating time because it just wasn't responding. And this is now. Man, you want to talk about frustration with AI. Oh, geez, that session with Ken Stout and his
Read chat, please.
RoboForm problem. Boy, I got pretty salty with Gemini that we were working with. I could show you that if you want to see how because I got really mean and rude with it, and it's interesting the way its comebacks when you get really rude and disciplinary with it. Okay, there's a read chat, but it's not. Oh, I got to get out of this. That last read chat. It's working fine today. It's just that ChatGPT support is lacking when you have an issue. I found someone who posted a similar issue in the App Store. Yeah. Well, it is free, right? You don't have a paid account. Doug Popeye Betts, the salty sailor of the 7 seas. You did not get a chuckle. No score. Nice try, no cigar. All right, now I go back. I think I've exceeded, I think I've exhausted all the legitimate tech questions in here. See, I'm going to try pressing down the scroll button and then let it do this. Oh, has anyone heard of an accounting program, Church Windows? I helped my mother 20, 30 years ago with, I think they used a program called Power Church. Seems like somebody else asked a question, but if you actually have a question about a problem you're having, it doesn't matter whether we've heard of the program or not. If you're leading into a question about it, then just ask the question. You know, even if you might be asking that question like, is it a good program to use? Well, we can go do some searches for that. That's an actual question. Has anybody heard of it? That's really not, I don't think that's really the question you're after. Do you really
Read
care
chat, please.
if anyone's heard of it? Brian Lightfoot says 913. Your Ziggy device has a message further. It's a blinking yeller. Oh, doggone it. All right, that was a chuckle. I was chuckling at yeller rather than
Read
yellow.
chat, please.
Really? At last, read chat. Martin says, at least it doesn't say this app will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Was that the church app? So I make a mistake not going there. I don't know what that was. Falling so hard laughing on the floor. I doubt that. I think that was sarcasm. Do you like asparagus too? Here's Ken's. Challenge for you, Doug. What is the Easter egg on my thumbnail last night? I heard him trying to get people interested in looking for that, and he usually doesn't get any takers. So let's come over to Ken Stout's. I don't think any of the other messages have been tech questions. If I'm wrong about that, then slap some knowledge on me. He wants me to see an Easter egg in his thumbnail. So here's a thumbnail from last night. I can't use my mouse to point to things on the thumbnail. Let's see. He's in the bottom right corner. I see Tuesday. That's valid. Bottom right, the right third image. Nothing seems odd about that image. The middle image, U.S. Navy, I believe it is, on his cap. Beard, shirt, poor posture. Nope, I don't see anything there. Upper left corner, there's Tuesday. Tuesday is spelled correctly in both locations. It looks like there's a windshield of a vehicle with an open hood. Ken Stout in front of it with a goofy, silly expression on his face. Some people in the background, some kind of a blue and white banner to the right of my mouse. I don't see anything there that seems out of place or surprise. Oh, there it is. There it is. On the panel on the right, he's got an image of me in the mirror. In the mirror behind his head, or in the back window. That's what it is. That's what it is. Not a mirror. I think it's the back window of the vehicular that he's pretending to drive. That's it. So, was that connected to anything? Related to anything? Or just, I'm going to put this there. It's like, can you find this? That's all it was. Was parked, not pretending to drive. Well, see, he looks. The reason I say he's pretending to drive is his left arm is kind of raised. You see his left shoulder raised a little bit. That's like he's got his arm up on the steering wheel, just cruising, just cruising. So just because it's parked, that's, yes, pretending. You're exactly proving my point. Was parked, not pretending to drive. If you're actually driving, you can't be pretending to drive. I knew that you were parked, but your pose looked like you were pretending to drive. But you're saying, no, I was parked. Therefore, I was not pretending to be drive. If you're not parked, you can't be pretending to drive. So your comment, once again, is wrong. Score. You know what? That's worth some points. There we go. Doug gets points for that. My ball, my rules. Oh, this mouse is driving me nuts. As you can see, I'm not finished with the rewiring of my studio. My day got interrupted yesterday. Here's the speaker bot instructions. Tom Petty was the trailer. A lot of accounting packages. Yeah. Hey, I don't make mistakes. It's all you. Even if somebody else appears to have made a mistake, like even what Greg M was dealing with the USB and the chat GPT, it was Ken's fault. Don't blame it on chat GPT support. It was Ken's fault. Your Ziggy device. Yeah, I saw that. So I got the challenge. Did I get points for the challenge? I didn't get points for the challenge. So Ken Stout's going to award me points. There we go. Thank you, Ken. What sorts of USB standards? Yeah, I'm curious Greg, what was your struggle with USB standards? Even if you got it figured out already. I should be on the kitchen floor. Yes, you are right. I should have said masked out the original and replaced with a different one. Again, nobody would pay a professional to do that. And yes, I know how to do that. I'm not going to spend that much time on a trailer. Of course, it's deferred. That was not a chuckle. It did not qualify. Getting closer to Sunday. What's that for? Almost Mars Man. 2 S's. That caused that to not work for you. Do you have issues with mouse without borders? I am no, this is not mouse without borders. This is just my mouse. And actually, so there's a tech issue. That's something we can show.
Read chat, please.
Okay. I have both of these Mises. I have both of these. Let's see, that way. Both of them, these are active on Big Beast right now. Neither of these are the Baby Beast mouse. That's a different one. But this has a scroll wheel too. But I think this one works better for the chat. Let me see. So I'm gonna I don't have it turned on, maybe? No, it's turned on. It's probably, yeah, I think it's lost its power. So I'm gonna charge it. Let's see. I'll give that. You see how this camera's working? Oh, that's That'll make you dizzy somehow, won't it? See, I got my charging cables right here. That's what's so slick about all this wiring stuff I do. Makes things here convenient. And then this mouse I'll actually use. Wasn't there just a read chat message? Was it retracted by no, Brian? So I think I've answered that. Control C to get back to this if I need it. Cheater, cheater. You already gave yourself points. That was for a different issue. The points at 921 was not for getting Ken Stout's thing right. It was for something else, I think. I don't think I cheated. I think that was, I gave myself points, but that was for something else. I think. I might be wrong. Yeah, Wintermute. Congratulations. Duh. Captain Obvious says the game is rigged. The game is rigged. Duh. Captain Obvious. Yeah. Yes, it's rigged. I rig it. There's no secret. There's no mystery in that. My nightmare at how that, what keeps me up at night, what could blow back on me, the worst thing that could blow back on me, is other content creator wanting to buy my points system. It's only in its infancy right now. There's so much more. I just don't have time to focus on it as much as I need to. I have a tech question. Why is Ken's question deferred and not preferred? That's not a tech question. You're wrong. You're wrong, Brian. Why Ken's question was deferred, the reason why it was deferred is not a tech question. So nope, not going to answer it. I make the rules. I should make up a channel theme song about me making up the rules. Oh, here we go. See, John, come on, exclamation mark C, and then your question, or your question and then exclamation mark C. My Dell laptop has a warning now to connect a Dell compatible monitor. This just happened. I'm using DisplayPort. I think you have paraphrased the warning. Is that the exact words that it says on your monitor screen? Are you saying there's a message that says connect a Dell compatible monitor? Is that exactly what the words are? The laptop. Now, how about possibilities of how it could be actually genuinely giving you that message? How could that be? Well, if you replaced the built-in display panel with a non-Dell display panel, maybe. He says it's in the menu bar. Taskbar? Do you mean the taskbar down here? What's a menu bar? Is this what you're calling a menu bar? I don't know what you mean by menu bar. Can you send me a picture? Just take a screenshot or take a picture of your cell phone. I don't care how you do it, but send it to my email address. That's on the screen right now. And let me know in chat with an exclamation mark C that you did that. But here we're at the end of the show. And yeah, you asked the question earlier, but you didn't use the exclamation mark C when I was asking for tech questions. Nobody else said, hey, John Downey's got a question at 9:08. If anybody else had said, John Downey has a question at 9:08, see John Downey at 9:08, you would have got points for that. And that's why I'm dragged down to the level of creating a point system, is to try to get you guys to help me a little bit. Somebody saw that he has a question and nobody pointed it out. He's going to send me an email this afternoon. All right, and we'll take it up tomorrow because we're at the end of the show. That's a good choice, John. Come on. Somebody could have earned points for that. All right. I'm going to look for orange, then get out of here. I'm going to try not to get distracted with other things yet. I'm still looking at them. I kind of like this. Kind of like this scroll. I did look at that 913, I believe. Whoops.
Read chat, please.
You are wrong. I asked a tech question. I don't think so. That whole thing about where your Easter egg and what a professional video editor would do, no, that's a business decision. Nobody's going to pay a professional editor if that's not a tech question. It's frustrated with it to enter a bill. There are 6 or 7 pop-up screens to respond just to post a bill. That's why he's asking about that accounting program. Look further to see if there's any shortcut keys. There you can do what's the Windows macro capability. There's some other ideas I can give you for that, particularly if you can send me some pictures. I won't show confidential information on channel, but I might be able to help further with that. What's 3 VPH, 3 views per hour? I think what he's referring to is when you're looking at like here. Yeah, that means it's getting 3 new views per hour. And that comes from, I think that's coming from vidIQ. So if I turn that off, do we lose that? Let me refresh that page. I think that was coming from vidIQ. Yeah, see, that was coming from vidIQ. We no longer see that. Views per hour. That wasn't orange.
Red chat, please.
Rand Israel says, thanks. You're welcome. Why do we drive on the parkway and park in the driveway? You know, I didn't quite give a valid chuckle, but I felt it. I felt that, Phil. Let's give you points for that chuckle. Why did that jump? Oh, the mouse without borders is the tech questions. I have my misuse with. Did you actually ask your issue? I don't think you did. He did mention mouse without borders. Do you have issues with your mouse without borders? I said no. You didn't ask your tech question. If you're having issues, tell me what your issues are. I don't know if that's a tech question is a problem that you're having for me to respond to and give ideas for. That's not a tech question. That's like an ask me anything kind of question.
Read chat, please.
Brian says we all know that Ken has issues. No, that wasn't a chuckle. It was close. Why am I still looking? Am I done? Am I done? Yes, I'm done. Good gosh. Well, if I ask the way you want it, it will be a novel, then a Tom movie. I will send an email. Perfect. Have I never invited you to send an email with your question? Do that. In fact, I'll even show you the email address as if you don't have it. I am intending to do the normal show tomorrow at this point. Seems like there was something I was going to. Oh yeah. I am gonna wait till I get the desk back together. We've got a laptop that needs. We want to look into it, see if it's worth replacing the hinges. All right, there we go. Look at the buttons, figure out which the right one is. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. I'll catch you later. Good.
That's all, folks.
Tune in 6 days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. Our tech-savvy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community, helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team, for Windows support and more than you've dreamed. Join the fun, don't miss a single stream. At LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts or simply where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Tune in 6 days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. Our tech-savvy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community, helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team, for Windows support and more than you've dreamed. Join the fun, don't miss a single stream. At LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts or simply more deeply VB, where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme.